San Jose officers embrace the notion that their job includes stopping crimes before they occur. Proactive policing, when done in a fair and impartial manner, is directly related to how safe a community can be. The risks involved in bringing armed and dangerous people to justice can easily be taken for granted. Our job is to ensure we recognize and celebrate the sacrifices of our heroic officers. Every day, San Jose police officers confront those who would do harm to our community. These are their stories from the streets.
When police are called to emergencies, the situation is often evolving fast and can come to a conclusion or end with an arrest very quickly. But when a dangerous person who is a threat to our community is not located immediately, our detectives may take over the case. Their investigations are a kind of a police pursuit. While they're not likely to involve running after a suspect, they are a race against time and destruction of critical evidence that may be needed to successfully prosecute an offender. The drive and proactive nature of your San Jose officers that they have on the streets is the same as your Detective Bureau and Special Investigation Units.
There's a reggae concert that's occurring in downtown San Jose. A lot of different bands coming in from all over the state to take part in this reggae concert. Ultimately, the concert ends, and several of the bands that were participating in the concert were staying at the DoubleTree that night. So they go back to the DoubleTree, and word gets out that that's where the bands are. So a big part of the party downtown follows them to the hotel. Well, obviously this overruns the hotel's security's capability, and they get hundreds and hundreds of people that are not only in the lobby, but also in the parking lots, and they're starting to create a disturbance. The crowd becomes pretty riotous, and someone pulls a gun out in the parking lot and starts discharging that firearm into the air. Patrol did a great job getting to the scene and being able to stabilize it and control what was a very, very chaotic situation. But in those efforts, the suspect was able to slip away. In the Detective Bureau, that's where we begin to do our work and tracking down leads, following up on information that we have that might lead to the identification and or arrest of the suspects. And that's where we stepped in that morning.
Yes, we got a license plate from the report. After I read it, I started doing background on who the registered owner was of that vehicle.
When we were able to identify who the suspect was and identify where he was located, he was taken into custody, and which allowed us, once we took him out of the house, we were able to go into the house that he was currently residing in, and our goal was to get the gun that was involved in this case into custody as well.
Officers had located 5 semi-auto handguns with high-capacity magazines, a large amount of methamphetamine. They found heroin, they found marijuana, and they found indicia of narcotics for sales.
We went into the house assuming we were just going to be getting one gun.
Unlike an arrest out in the street, detectives have to go an extra step to get additional evidence.
We go to a judge and we present that to him, and he lets us know that all of our evidence has been brought before him and justifies the reason that we, one, want to take somebody into custody, as well as collect some additional information or additional items at a house or wherever it is that we're taking him into custody.
We have to go that extra mile to put together a case so we can present this case to the district attorney for prosecution.
What makes working the Detective Bureau unique is that you're often faced with situations that while you think they may be going one way, all of a sudden turn and you're faced with new challenges. And those new challenges require different solutions. And you have to be able to adapt, and you have to understand the process, not just in the apprehension of the suspect, but also our job is to see a fruitful prosecution, a positive prosecution through the end of this. So they have to understand the legal requirements of what each case demands. And sometimes that requires stopping what you're doing, regrouping, writing an additional warrant, or going a different route. And this case presented lots of challenges just like that.
At the end of the day, the suspect was charged with multiple felony charges, and he was taken into custody safely.
The proactive approach to policing San Jose that officers learn on the street is carried with them when they become detectives or special investigators. It is that dedication that ultimately took several guns, a lot of drugs, and a dangerous person off the streets of San Jose. Their tireless work likely prevented another shooting or homicide. The effort put into this case was extraordinary and took the cooperation and teamwork of many of our investigative units, assisting the originally assigned assault detectives. I could not be more proud of how this case began with a good investigation by our patrol officers and was taken to a safe conclusion behind the scenes by those who are often the unsung heroes of police departments. Tonight, San Jose is safer because of their hard work, and this was their story from the street.